In a small village nestled at the edge of a quiet forest, there lived a cat named Milo. He was an old cat with a coat that had once been a beautiful shade of orange, but was now speckled with gray. His eyes, however, still shone with the wisdom of many years. Milo had spent most of his life in the village, wandering from door to door, loved by some and ignored by others. But there was one person who had always been his anchor, an elderly woman named Clara. Clara lived alone in a small cottage, surrounded by a wild garden that Milo loved to explore. Every morning, he would greet her with a soft meow as she opened the door to tend to her flowers. Clara, with her weathered hands, would gently scratch behind his ears, and Milo would purr contentedly, knowing that in her presence he was safe. For years, their routine had been the same. Milo would follow Clara through the garden, sit by her feet as she worked, and sleep at the foot of her bed at night. She had given him everything he needed: food, love, and companionship. In return, Milo offered her his loyalty and his quiet presence, a bond that neither time nor hardship could break. But as the seasons changed, so did Clara. Age had begun to catch up with her, and Milo noticed it first. Her once steady hands trembled slightly as she watered the plants, and her footsteps grew slower with each passing day. Milo, ever the faithful companion, stayed close, watching over her as if he knew something was changing. One winter, as the snow fell heavily outside, Clara fell ill. Milo stayed by her side, curled up in the warmth of her blanket, refusing to leave her even for a moment. Clara's voice had grown softer, her laughter a memory that seemed far away. But she would always whisper to Milo, her constant companion, telling him how much she loved him. "I've lived a full life, my dear," she would say, her voice breaking. "But I don't know what I would have done without you." Milo would nuzzle her hand in response, as if to reassure her that he would always be there. But as the days wore on, it became clear that Clara was slipping away. One morning, Milo woke to find her still, her hand resting lightly on his fur, as if she had peacefully fallen asleep. For a long while, Milo sat by her side, unsure of what to do. The house felt emptier than it ever had before. The garden outside, once full of life, seemed to mirror the quiet inside. It was as if the world had stopped spinning for a moment, leaving only the memory of Clara and the love they had shared. Days passed, and Milo began to wander the village alone, just as he had before Clara had come into his life. But this time, he wasn't the same cat. He no longer sought the warmth of the cottages or the friendly pats of strangers. His heart ached with the absence of the one person who had meant everything to him. One evening, as the sun set behind the village, Milo returned to the garden. He walked slowly, his old paws dragging slightly, as he entered the space Clara had once tended so carefully. The flowers, now overgrown and wild, were a testament to the years they had spent together. Milo sat among them, gazing up at the stars above, feeling the presence of Clara in the gentle breeze that rustled through the leaves. He didn't feel alone anymore. In the quiet of the garden, he could almost hear Clara's voice, calling him softly, telling him that it was time to rest. Milo closed his eyes, his body finally at peace, knowing that the love they had shared would live on forever. In every corner of the garden, and in the memories they had created together,